This poem is titled Our Silence. Our white silence is violence, a weapon to be wielded by those who would have us ever more divided. To stand by and do nothing in the face of oppression is to side with the oppressor. History will judge us one way or another. We may not speak the words, but our silence speaks volumes to those that hear it. It says we value our comfort over others' safety, not rocking the boat because the boat was made by us, for us. This is our ugly truth. We are pillagers, pirates, colonizers, murderers, a wealth built upon bloody foundations, and yet we refuse to share, throwing out scraps while pretending to care. When did our empathy die, that we can watch others suffer and just stand by, believing this to be a natural order? But hatred has no place in nature. To thrive it must be watered, and the depths of it scare me. To tear down white supremacy, we must first be able to see it. Think of this as ripping off the plaster. Some wounds will fester if left in darkness. But we must face the horrors of who we are if we are to heal the wounds inflicted on those whose lands we stole and who we stole from their lands. Justice is actions, not words. We need to pay reparations to former colonies and the descendants of those we enslaved, to return looted artifacts stolen from graves. But most of all, we need to listen to the voices of those we force to the margins and lift them up so all may hear them. We have been comfortable in our silence for far too long. The time for action is upon us. Which side of history will we be on? This is my poem, My Feminist Agenda. I want to live in a world where I can walk down the street wearing whatever the hell I want and not feel dirty and wrong when some man leers and smacks his lips in appreciation like I'm a prime cut of steak. I want to live in a world where nearly all my non-man friends haven't been raped or sexually assaulted. And yes, that includes me. I want to live in a world where victims are believed and their abusers are seen as the ones in the wrong, not paragons of virtue to be defended because he seemed like such a nice guy when you met him. I want to live in a world where my trans sisters and siblings can walk down the street without fear of losing their job, their home, their life. I want to live in a world where sex workers can work without fear or threat of violence and just be safe, earning a living like the rest of you do. I want to live in a world where white folks have the courage to face up to the horror of the acts committed in our name and for our benefit, standing side by side with those who suffer, tearing down whiteness brick by brick until it is no more. I want to live in a world where these words that I've read have never been said 1,000 times before by those who can say it so much better than I ever could. I want to live in a world where I never had to write this poem.